unlearned over your long journey as an entrepreneur, as an industrialist, as a trainer, and as someone who's always wanted to give back and share with society. I'm delighted that you've chosen to come up with this guidebook. More so because I have gone through the entrepreneurial journey myself, right from very young days when I was only 17 years old. And can in some sense understand where you come from when you share all your experiences. You were just mentioning about your radio manufacturing unit. Of course, you forgot to mention that it was hugely successful first. I still remember the Jet King radio, and then the radio kit was almost a household name in most parts of India. And then, of course, technology probably overtook you, the advent of television. At that point of time, radio took a beating, and possibly the business didn't do so well. But unless somebody falls, one can't rise higher. So in that sense, despite some setbacks that you had in the radio business or even in the TV manufacturing business, I'm delighted that you persevered. You continued your entrepreneurial journey. You had that never say die spirit. You were willing to experiment. You were willing to look at newer options. And certainly your Jet King School of Electronic Technology has played a very, very important role. As you just mentioned, coming out with 700,000 students trained and skilled in different areas of electronics or electrical engineering is truly a remarkable contribution to society. And I'm delighted that you've now chosen to also give people a tool in their hand, a ready guidebook to help them be entrepreneurs. You very rightly pointed out Prime Minister Modi's program of encouraging job creators, not job seekers. And I think entrepreneurship is all about opportunity. It's all about letting your mind explore new ideas, be willing to fail, willing to rise again from failure, willing to look at new ideas with an open mind. And I'm sure some of the thoughts that you've brought out in this book will help people in the future live their dreams, live the vision, live the mission of their life. In fact, in some sense, they say there's no more loyal friend than a book. And I'm sure this book that you brought out, in a very quiet way, will help your friends in their entrepreneurial journey. I'm sure it will be a wise counselor for the people who are embarking on new ideas, embarking on the journey of entrepreneurship. And just like your own personality, very patient, very calm, very composed, very unassuming, quite unlike Nandu, of course. But just like your personality, your book in a very, very understated fashion speaks your own journey, speaks about your own experiences, and I'm sure will help people navigate through the myriad problems that one faces when you are an entrepreneur. In fact, somebody had once said that I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways not to succeed. And in that sense, entrepreneurship is one dream or something which people with a lot of self-confidence and a lot of perseverance to succeed can only do. It's not something that each and every one can really embark on. I, of course, didn't know you were so fluent and so good in Sanskrit. That's a revelation today. I wish I could have learned Sanskrit. That would have been great. Your own journey of 40 years, I think, has seen it all. And it's only when you experience things that you are able to share it with others. And your sharing of experiences, And in a very nice way, you've used a lot of pictures. As they say, pictures speak 1,000 words. You've used a lot of quotes, a lot of graphs. The language is quite simple. I had an opportunity to glance to the book. It's quite simple in its language, so easy for somebody who's probably just starting out in this journey. And particularly the start, stop, continue tool that you've used at the end of each chapter. It'll help the readers to pen down their own experiences, their own learnings, develop their own models, how they want to proceed further in their entrepreneurial journey. And I'm sure these learnings will hold entrepreneurs in good stead when they probably look at facing or confronting the real world. Of course, you were just now talking about various concepts from your book in some way. I thought I found the book broadly centered around 3 parts. One, you've talked about the mindset that is required to start a business. Second, you've looked at trying to advise people to find the right target market. And third, you've talked about scaling up business and business models. Of course, today every business is about customers. Mahatma Gandhi had also said customer is king. And gradually more and more people are understanding that no business can succeed unless your customer is happy, you have a satisfied customer base. We are in this hotel right now. Hospitality is all about customer service. When you are doing your training programs, it's all about the recipients of your training telling their friends, telling other people how good or useful it was. You very rightly reminded me, I didn't recall it immediately, though my wife mentioned while we were driving in here that I've done a program with you. I could not immediately recall it. But I remember now, it was probably soon after the 2004 election defeat, when we were all yearning for new ideas how to get back into success in politics. It was at the Taj. In fact, in the government also, we are trying to bring customer-centric management philosophies in the working of government. Because no organization can be successful unless your customers are happy. In some sense, the public sector undertakings are also reorienting their business models to become more customer-focused. Satisfy customer urges, satisfy customer taste, satisfy customer preferences, provide services at an affordable price at which customers want to accept your service. After all, you can't anymore pass on your inefficiencies to your customer. I very often take the example, if 2 companies are producing water or bottled mineral water, if one is an efficient company and the other is not as efficient and possibly uses 20% more plastic in their bottle, or skims money from the company and the cost of production is 10, 15, 20, 30% more, uses more labor, for instance, wastes some energy, and the cost of production on that inefficient model, if it was to be 20% more, he can't go to the customer and say, look, I'm an inefficient fellow, please pay me 20% more, but help me make a profit. No customer is going to accept that. The public sector undertakings are also understanding this now. Entrepreneurs are competing on the basis of quality, both quality of product, quality of service. And therefore, I'm delighted that you focused on being customer-centric when you are an entrepreneur. The mindset is clearly the basic foundation of an entrepreneur. As I said earlier, everybody can't be an entrepreneur. You need that entrepreneurial vision, ability, the willingness to fail, willingness to take risks, the willingness to work that extra hour. Then there's no golf courses and there's no working hours. It's a 24/7 on the job. In fact, in entrepreneurship, one of the important things that you have also stressed about is problem solving. I think problem is a problem only until you found a solution. Then it's no more a problem. At the India Today conclave only last week, Prime Minister Modi in his address had talked about the fact that only 2-3 years ago, India used to be a country perpetually starved of power, starved of coal, and that was a problem before the nation. It's no more a problem today. Nobody talks about it. Nobody worries about it. It's got resolved. So it was a deep problem, a serious problem. It's no more a problem. A solution was found. It was resolved. Therefore, problems should not deter anybody in his entrepreneurial journey. A problem should not be something that holds us back in our work. And I must compliment you, Sureshji, and your family for your ability to bounce back again and again and again. In fact, one of the quotes that you have used in the book, I'd like to share it with all the esteemed participants of this evening's program, where you said, "Give me a lever long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I'll move the world." Archimedes had probably said this. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, I don't know. Archimedes had spoken about the ability of an entrepreneur or of a thinker to move the world if he has the right tools. And entrepreneurship is all about the willingness to think big, the willingness to take big challenges, look at every problem, every crisis as an opportunity to do better. And of course, if I may share also with all of you, one of the examples that Sureshji and Harsh have written about in the book, it's the story of Bata. Many companies sent their market research people to India to study if there was a business opportunity in India to sell footwear. At that point of time, most Indians used to wear sandals. Shoes was not in vogue in India. Most companies, research people went back from India and said there's no market in India. Nobody wears shoes. Everybody seems to be wearing sandals. But the people who came to research for Bata went back and reported, "My God, this is a huge market. Nobody wears shoes. So look at the huge market opportunity that is there in India. We can sell shoes to almost everybody in the country." And you need that vision, that thinking, that out of the box ability to look at an opportunity, find an opportunity where one thought none existed. That's what true entrepreneurship is all about. This government is also trying to promote entrepreneurship in every respect. The Startup India, Stand Up India program, be it the Mudra Yojana, where we are trying to give low-cost funds, make it easier for young entrepreneurs to, as you rightly said, become job generators, not job creators, not only job seekers. Almost 6 crore people have been given loans, from as small as a small 5,000-10,000 rupee loan to a 10 lakh rupee loan to help entrepreneurs in their business. It could be just a goldsmith, it could be a carpenter, it could be a mason, it could be a hawker on the street, it could be a small retailer having a small corner shop. Different trades, different vocations, different service providers getting these small loans, helping them flourish in life. I recently came across a small example, a lady who only 2 years ago had benefited from a Mudra loan of 15,000 rupees to get a sewing machine. I think her entrepreneurial spirit must have been somewhat like yours, because she didn't take that machine and start sewing clothes and become a tailor. She made a coaching center around that sewing machine. She trained 15 other ladies and took a charge by which her entire loan got repaid out of the training of 15 ladies in the first 6 months. Made 15 new entrepreneurs take a Mudra loan and then brought them all together into a kind of a startup and started a tailoring activity, which I am told today supports some 30-40 people in less than 2 years. Starting from a single sewing machine training people to become seamstresses or tailors, and ultimately making this a business model. I must compliment that lady for her vision, not restricting herself to one tailor, one unit tailor shop, or just doing tailoring and maybe earning a small amount of money, but to have the vision to put together a group of ladies and plan to become a larger than what she probably originally would have had the capacity to do. And that's the spirit of India, that's the spirit of young India. And I think that's the spirit of new India that Prime Minister Modi articulated only a few days back. A new India, an emerging India, a powerful India, an India where the youth of this country aspire for a better quality of life, an India which is always at edge, wanting more, as they say, ye dil mange more. और आप उसी से मांगते हो जिससे आपको लगता है कि उसके पास कुछ देने की क्षमता है. आखिर कोई भिखारी के पास, भिखारी भी उसी के पास जाते हैं जिससे उसको लगता है कुछ मिलेगा. ये 7 लाख लोग जो आपके टेक्नोलॉजी इंस्टीट्यूट में आए, वो इसीलिए जरूर आए होंगे, उनको कुछ लगा होगा कि आपसे सीख के बाहर जाएंगे तो कुछ एक जिंदगी अच्छी बना पाएंगे. शायद मैं भी आपके पास 2004 में इसी के लिए आया कि मुझे विश्वास था कि आपसे कुछ सीख पाऊंगा, एंड आई होप आई एम अ गुड स्टूडेंट. तो ये आज गुरु दक्षिणा देने आया हूं. So thank you very much for this opportunity to be amongst all of you. Thank you for the privilege of giving this book, The Entrepreneur's Guidebook, with simple tools to enhance entrepreneur's journey of many more people in the days and years to come. It's been a privilege, and I wish you and your family well, Sureshji. I wish your institute well, and I wish all the students who have come out of your institute and all those entrepreneurs who will read this book great success in their lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Piyushji, for those wonderful words for our book, as well as Jet King and the relationship that we share over the past couple of decades. I would like to invite our Joint Managing Director, Mr. Nandu Bharwani, for closing remarks so that we can end this ceremony today. Give him a big round of applause.
We are indeed grateful to Honorable Minister Shri Piyushji Goyal for launching the Entrepreneur's Guide book by Suresh Bharwani. This book gives perspective on pre-proven success formulas on setting up your enterprise. We are also grateful to Dr. Suresh Surana, Mr. Vijay Sampath, Press, Industry